All right, so this week is all about collaboration, digital collaboration, reading and exploring. These are optional. There's some good information here on both of them, but they're both going to be optional for the readings, the exploration as well. Objective: after this presentation, you will have some specific strategies for collaborating with teachers, students, and classrooms through digital media. And I know the first thing when we think about collaboration, it tends to be group work. And, many of us are not fans of group work. Actually, if I ask everybody to raise their hand if they're a fan of group work in the classroom, most people keep their hand down. And so this is usually what comes to mind, as well as this. Now, what I want to say is that collaboration in-person collaboration can give you immediate feedback and a human presence. Digital collaboration can also give you immediate feedback and a human presence. Digital collaboration can be as real as you want it to be, and digital collaboration can be as superficial as you want it to be. And what I mean by that is that it comes down to what type of work you're doing and the relationships that you're building. And believe it or not, you can actually create very strong relationships in an online environment. So collaboration. We tend to think of this as collaboration, and it can be. Maybe we have some type of hard work that we had to just crunch out. But we also know that too much of this here can turn into this here. And when we think of collaboration, we often don't think of this as collaboration, but this has to be some amazingly strong collaboration, because you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dancers. They all had to get together, choreograph their actions, dress in their costumes, have somebody come and shoot the video, select the song, publish it, put it out. But this type of collaboration here, they did it once and they're probably talking about it for the rest of their life, as opposed to this type of collaboration here, they do it once and they're thinking about quitting. So then I ask you this: how can we avoid this when we're teachers, this type of collaboration, or how can we avoid this type of collaboration with our students and push this type of collaboration? Now, I'm not saying we all go out and dance, but the type of collaboration that is going on, within our sphere of influence should be more towards this, as opposed to more towards what you see down there at the bottom. And the examples I'm going to share with you are examples that took us more into this direction. So this first here is teacher-to-teacher collaboration. And this is easy. Miss Rose here, I was new to the school. She was much stronger than me in math. She helped me get acclimated. She helped me get started. She was really great in that regard. She liked what I was doing with my students with some 3D modeling. She said, hey, can I have my kids come? I want my kids to learn how to do it. I'm not sure how I could get them started. And I said, bring your class over and we'll work together. And then just like that, we're collaborating. We're collaborating on, the kind of the boring paperwork. She's helping me get through that real quickly, everything that we had to do for our math department. And then we're collaborating on the fun parts as well. And you can see that it was a good learning environment. Now, this is a school-wide collaboration, and this is about a medium level. But the good part is with this type of collaboration is using the tools that you have in this course. It's going to be pretty easy for you to collaborate with your colleagues. So we actually created this website entirely using the Google site and everything that you're using in this course. Down here we have our agendas, when we have our team meetings, when we have meetings where we do professional development, we try and get them to be hands-on, make exciting artifacts that we'll be able to share with our students. We created this this activity based on a word problem where the shark is jumping out of the water. All the teachers took turns recreating their own examples. Here's some of the artifacts that we used within the work. Here are the word problems that we created. And then we all collaborated on Flipgrid to share our learning. The cool part is going to be that as the teachers implement these activities in the class, we're going to be able to see all the kids as well on the same Flipgrid. And just like that, we're able to collaborate as an entire group and as an entire team, and it makes the assignment much more fun. And that's using all the tools that you have accessible to you through the course, and free. Now, this collaboration is more difficult, but what we did is we basically made a website similar to the Google site, and the kids started creating funny stories or hook stories based on topics we were covering in language arts. This was in a different year. And We ended up having two schools, a school from Goshen up by Visalia and another school in Mission Viejo in Orange County, and they would all paste their stories here, and then the kids started creating videos based on their story, and we're going to watch one of those right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah, all the students are worried and the parents are like, I think I need to go home. Oh no, we know like Aruna does exist.
Now the next part that went with this is the kids actually would read the stories to each other on Fridays. So on Fridays we set out some time and then the kids from Mission Viejo would read to my sixth graders would read their stories to the Mission Viejo kids. And this was important because typically, kids don't get an audience when they're creating work, but in this one they knew they had an entire audience that was going to be paying attention and excited to hear them. This is the most advanced form of collaboration that I've been a part of, but it was the most fruitful, one of the happiest years that I've had teaching. And this was my 9th grade students rolling out technology to 5th grade students about 100 miles away. And this was the first time the 5th grade class had laptops for every student, and the 9th graders taught them how to make animation, 3D models, and presentations. And we're going to check this video out now.
Redefining. Distance.
Education.
Hey, remember in the beginning of school year when we learned those programs?
What programs?
Prezi, SketchUp, and Go Animate?
Oh yeah, when via synchronous technology we tutored those kids in Mission Viejo.
Yeah, and when we took that trip to Cal State Bakersfield College to present in front of those teachers.
Hold the camera. Why don't we just go back to the beginning of the story?
Okay.
The top number is the numerator, bottom number is called the what?
The denominator.
Alright, so right now I have 5/8. So if we bring down these papers and put them together, we will have 5/8. So 5/8.
Thumbs up when you guys are ready or done. Okay. After that, you can go ahead and...
So what did you do? I mean, how did you sketch up?
Yeah, so I had the pleasure of going into your classrooms a few times when you guys were actually teaching them and Skyping and FaceTiming with them. So I got to see the reaction of those learners, the younger learners from around the state. And they were just excited. You could tell that they were engaged in what you were talking about, that it was relevant to them. They really wanted to learn from you guys. And you chose something that you knew would interest them. And it also interests you, which was the unique part. So it was fun to see their faces and just how they asked questions of you guys and look to you guys as models and experts in what you were doing.
Software. My students actually took that software and really went to town with it, and we actually ended up using it throughout the year as a learning tool. So thank you very much for that.
So for this week, please answer the Flipgrid prompt and continue working on your tech quest. Each week you must have about 25 points. Some optional tutorials. You can take a screenshot with the GCFL Learn course, create a Remind 101 account, and the instructions for these videos are in the following slides.